because you can't drink and talk at the same time.
Leave the conversation to us and order another beer.
You're listening to Texas's live
Midday
beer-centric show, Liquid Lunch.
Liquid Lunch.
With producer Perry,
Kennedy and Schomburg. Here are your hosts,
Catherine Contreras,
and Josh Stewart.
Hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hooray for beer!
Welcome, everybody. Huh?
You forgot to, first of all, you forgot to turn my mic on.
Yeah, that was by design. That was not a forget.
Oh.
And then there's Caleb and his phone
Yeah.
on the slight delay. It's fine.
I thought it was me.
A Rip Roy and start.
Yeah.
Catherine and Hazel live
Yeah.
via the what do we call that? Skype. Let's not try to. Anyway, San Antonio. Oh, you have Skype. Okay. I thought we had like a cool name for it.
We need to come up with a cool name for it.
The
Beer cam, live via beer cam.
beer cam.
Catherine Cam.
Catherine cam.
Ooh.
Yeah, she gets her own cam.
Call it Closed Circuit CC.
If you
Yeah, there we go.
Closed circuit. Yeah, beer circuits CC.
Yeah.
Catherine cam.
We'll work on it.
Yeah. Powered by F bombs.
Yeah.
That's
That's right.
all right. Well, welcome to Liquid Lunch, everybody. I think my forehead is growing.
Is it?
Sorry, it's a weird thing. That's the.
Is
Your
it-
forehead is growing?
I think
Is it
so.
your forehead and not
think
your
so.
hair shrinking?
Your hair is afraid that there's going to be a tidal wave coming in up.
It is
So
flood
it's
season, and
creeping back,
it is.
probably.
Yeah, it is flood season.
Yeah.
I've been working, my forehead in the gym lately. So yeah,
Have you?
it's a lot.
Beefing
Yeah.
up that forehead?
Yeah.
What equipment does
Walk
that
into the
take?
gym, you're like, it's forehead day, guys.
Yeah, there's some hammer strength equipment specifically for foreheads, like brow raises, brow.
Tiny
single-
little like dumbbells that you put on your eyebrows like that right there.
Yeah, just
You know, Catherine, you're doing that in the same motion as the sucking of the pacifier.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, that's because I control her with my mind.
When you were doing that, the pacifier and your
Yeah.
fingers are in perfect rhythm.
That's how entwined Hazel and I are.
look at her. Can we all just take a moment just to gaze at Hazel for a second? Look at that cute face.
Aw.
Look at that. Aw.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's like, check it out. If I'm going to be on
Yeah.
camera, you get all of me. And
What's
then the
up,
blinks.
guys?
Look at those eyes. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a cutie. Anyway, welcome to Thursday, everybody. I think I said that already. Caleb?
Don't forget, we have a magical guest today.
Oh, yeah. Magical guest.
Magical guest.
Caleb.
Or the head
The
of
genie.
Caleb. We've got the head of Caleb.
Oh, look at that. The floating Texian logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Look at that.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I don't know. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Such a brewing science right there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to work on this camera placement, Kennedy. Like, every
What's
time I
wrong?
look at Caleb, it's like his nose is now a camera, and so I'm a little out of kilter there.
Just put all these on our foreheads.
That's what we
It's
should do.
funny you didn't complain about it when I sat there last week about the camera being right in my face.
Yeah. All right, time for our first segment. Let's get right into it, Catherine.
Do it.
Let's look at what's on the table, and
It's time for your favorite segment and mine here on Liquid Lunch. This is
What you drinking?
and today on Thursday, because we always have delicious beverages right here. What do we got, Kennedy's number one? What do we got? What do we got?
Okay. We have. Oh boy.
Where are you gonna put that? You need me to do it? You mean a
Yeah,
hand model?
you do it. Start off with a little cider. Ken?
Ciderkin.
Ciderkin, Argus.
Have you tried this yet, Catherine?
No, is this a dry cider?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes. Those are Josh's favorite, the dry ciders.
Mm-hmm.
That one right there. That's good stuff. From Argus. They're out there by Jester King.
And as always, one of my favorites, Yellow Rose.
Yellow Rose, Texas.
I checked the brew date, and Josh is pretty up to date.
It didn't last long in my refrigerator.
Yeah.
Oh,
We got-
found this down at I got to give mad props to my HEB in Fairfield. They have a good Twitter account as well. They're always telling what they got, but brand new down from. Are they in Dickinson?
You're somewhere down there.
Yeah, close. Anyway, Galveston Bay. They're just now canning. They got their Scotch. They went both ends of the spectrum. They have a Scotch ale and now this watermelon wheat,
Yeah.
which is that's a fun post mowing beer.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
What we got? Are we gonna just throw them all out there now? We should pour one. What do you want?
You just, why don't you guys just pour them all into one glass and then see?
A little suicide.
Yes.
Caleb, you're a guest. What do you want to try first?
Oh man, let's start light. Let's go with the either the cider or the watermelon wheat.
Let's do
Ooh.
the cider. I think that would be the magic
All right.
Caleb head.
All right, Magic Caleb head.
Cool. How come? Okay, so remember Jambi? That's what we were kind of saying. He was just a head. It was what's the actor's name that played Jambi from Saturday Night Live? Catherine, you remember, right?
Yeah, Martin.
The one that he got murdered by his wife.
Oh,
Oh.
Kevin.
No.
Yeah.
Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman.
He was Jambi, and he was the what else was he on that show?
I thought it was Steve Martin that did that. No.
No, it was Hartman, and he was the he was also the captain. Captain.
Oh.
Remember the captain, the sea captain?
It's been so long since I've seen that.
Yeah, it's on Netflix now. Tried to get my girls to watch it, and they're like, "Daddy, what the hell?"
Exactly. My oldest was the same way.
Yeah. Catherine,
Yes.
we're being rude. What are you
No.
What are you drinking?
Well, guys, I'm super sorry, but I am not drinking today because I'm on baby duty and I like to be on top of my game.
Okay.
So I got nothing today.
Okay.
But I am telepathically drinking through you guys.
Okay. So what do you
So
think
every
of
time
the?
you take a sip.
So through
right there with
through
you.
Caleb's mouth, because he just took a sip of the ciderkin.
That's so good.
What the magic floating?
Caleb's like the wizard of Wizard of Liquid Lunch.
Yes. So
Wizard
he's able
Zero.
to
Sending me those cider vibes.
mouth a pee instead of tell up.
It's really good.
There
You
you
like
go.
that? Yeah, it's a very. What do you think, Kennedy? I know you're not into the dries.
No, it's good. I like it.
Tart, right?
This is my second Argus cider.
What was your other one? The
My other one was the
Perry ginger perry.
Perry ginger.
Ginger perry.
Wasn't a huge fan of that, but I like this.
Yeah.
I can get down on some ciderkin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say serve it ice cold, which I agree.
Yeah.
They used to they have it in those little bottles too that look like medicine bottles, which
Ooh,
you can
cute.
you can say I'm just having my medicine. I like it a lot. You like it? It's kind of like if you're into sours, I think you would enjoy, right?
It's really nice. It's effervescent.
Yeah.
It's easy to drink.
Yeah. It is easy
It's
to drink.
delicate.
It is
Did
delicate.
you mix it with something to make it like a
Another,
beer or a cider cocktail?
I think
You think?
yeah.
Yeah.
Could you do that?
I don't know that you could. Absolutely.
Well,
I
would-
mean, could you what could you make it into like a fruity little drink for?
I bet you could add some orange juice to it and like a mimosa.
yeah, mimosa would work.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because he said it was very effervescent. I was just wondering if it would.
Yeah, anything you would use champagne in. I
Yeah.
think it would go well there. Let's see, what else would it go well with? Another ciderkin?
Yeah.
That would. I don't know. I love it. I can drink them pretty quick. They're really good. So anyway, everybody go try to find some Argus ciderkin.
It's a great AM, beverage.
Yeah, AM beverage. It's only 4.5. So
Perfect.
Most,
Oh, that's not bad.
yeah, most ciders kick in around 6 that I've found. At least ciders that are like decent cider, not the mass-produced stuff. So anyway, right now that is what we're drinking.
This has been another installment of
What you drinking?
Be Sure to Listen next time, right here on Liquid Lunch.
Sorry, it really kind of makes you. It's dry, right? It's like what was that, tannic? Was that the tannins?
Yep.
I think they get all their apples from Texas and Arkansas, if I
Do they?
remember correctly about Argus. Somebody
I didn't know
verify that.
Arkansas was a big apple growing state.
It's not so much compared to say like Michigan or Washington or things like that. But
Argus just buys them all.
You would
yeah,
think
yeah, they're the
you would,
Texas
one
can't grow that many.
exporter.
Yeah,
you would think with all those apples now in Arkansas that there'd be more teeth in Arkansas.
A lot of apple sauce.
yes, yes. The applesauce industry is very strong in Arkansas. But we digress. We shouldn't. This is a very serious show today, isn't it?
Isn't it always?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. But before we get into that, I mean, we have some serious stuff to talk about. Serious things going on in the state of Texas with beer, right? Mm-hmm. Like we have an enemy at the gates is what we should say. But before we get into that, let's talk about Texian for a moment. You guys have a crawfish boil coming up this weekend?
Yeah, we're having one last crawfish bash.
Yeah. They're kind of, it's like the season is waning, right?
Yep, it's winding down, so we figure we get one more in before all the crawfish go away.
Yeah. The shells get too hard. The ones that are left are kind of smallish, I guess, because all the big ones got eaten.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I love seasonal, approaches to stuff. That's the way it should be. Like, I don't know what was ever available year round. And it's like normal, like in the same form all the way around. Very little, right? Historically.
Well, that's where alcohol comes in.
That's what I'm saying, right? That's the
Yeah.
one thing. But even then, the stuff that you brewed for the summer was not the same stuff you drank in the winter. It had either aged or it was a different
Well, it was a way to
approach.
make your grains go farther.
Yeah.
Make beer with it.
Mm-hmm.
Or your apples,
Yes.
because they're gonna spoil them. You make them into alcohol, you get your apples.
This is where I plug again this book, Cider Made Simple, as you can see back here behind. Maybe you can't see it back here, but this one right back here.
You
Cider
can
Made Simple.
see that there's a book.
Yeah.
Why don't you grab it? and
Jeff Allworth. No, well, I'll get into that. I'm gonna
say-
interview him.
Okay.
For Interbrews coming up.
Is that a book about how to make cider, or
It's-
it's a history of cider?
Both, really. It's mostly kind of the profile of craft cider, or where the best ciders are. Because when you think about cider, that most people, when they think about cider, the problem is they think of like, the really sweet, like mass-produced stuff.
Right.
Angry Orchard.
That's, well, it's kind of
I hear it's not real cider.
that's the thing is, like, with mass-produced cider, it's not 100%
Is that
apples.
considered mass-produced?
It's kind of borderline, I guess.
Isn't it owned by Boston Beer Company?
It is owned by Boston Beer Company.
What Angry Orchard does is that it kind of opens the door for people to try other things. Because I know that I have some friends who really love Angry Orchard, and then I gave them some other local cider, and they drank it and loved it. So.
Can you make sure you get that burp on mic when she?
Oh, let me just tell you that she's not a burper. She comes up the other end.
Oh,
so.
nice. Oh, it's right by the
Yeah.
mic too. So
We're
we're all
right here.
good.
Yeah.
Mic her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing about it is that with cider, even different than beer, like the shittiest beer is still beer, right? It's still grain and a little bit of hops and water and yeast. With cider, there's very little apples in the cheapest, shittiest cider. It's like, I think 35% or 25%
Really?
juice. Yeah, is where the law allows. And then, these great craft ciders over here are 100% apple juice.
100% apple. Now, Josh, I know that you've made cider, right?
I have. Yes.
How easy or difficult is that?
It can be extremely easy. It can be as easy as you can go to like Whole Foods or somewhere and find any juice you can find that's unpasteurized and doesn't have, and then just throw some yeast in and you're good. Apples are actually the second most readily fermentable fruit, second to grapes. So if you get if you go and pick some apples and press the juice and just put it in a carboy, it'll ferment.
Interesting.
How long does that take? How long did it take you to make your cider?
Not long, a couple weeks, really. I mean, it's
Pretty good.
2 weeks of fermentation. It's around beer, depending on the yeast you use. And then if you want to, I dry hop the one that you're talking. We tried it at our Christmas special that came out in
Yes, we did.
April, a year ago. Or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't have to take very long at all. 2 weeks, So yeah, it's real simple.
So, being a baker, I'm familiar with the apples. What kind of apples do you use?
Well, what we grow here in America, and I don't want to spoil this book over here. You owe it to yourself to read the Cider Made Simple. Great book because it talks about all the different regions, things like that. But we only grow baking apples. So the ones you see in the store, like Fuji and Gala, and everybody name your favorite apple variety.
Red Delicious.
Red Delicious. Yellow
Granny
Delicious.
Smith.
Granny Smith.
Granny Smith,
Pink Lady.
Honey Crisp.
Honey Crisp.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Brayburn.
Yeah, Braver. Yeah, all those are eating apples.
Oh,
and
was that a
baking.
burp?
That was a little cough.
Yeah. And so the problem with those apples, as far as cider making goes, is that they don't have tannins and they don't, the flavors that come out, it's all sugar. Because when you eat it, it's very sweet. But for when fermentation, Caleb, you can speak to this far more than I could. but fermentation changes the flavor of everything. So when it's just straight sugar, there's not going to be a lot of flavor. It's just going to taste, I don't know.
It's kind of like what we just had. I mean, it was like not a whole ton of apple flavor. Just,
Yeah.
it's more of a champagne.
Yes. So the cider apples, some of them are very tannic, some of them are very acidic. They're tough. You wouldn't necessarily want to just eat a straight cider apple. But stupid prohibition, Johnny Appleseed went around, making sure there were orchards of cider apples. He was a badass.
I thought that was just metaphorical.
No.
Johnny Appleseed was a metaphor.
No, real dude. John Chapman. He was a devout Christian man that went around
I
planning.
thought he was an alcoholic.
I don't think. Well, maybe, but still, maybe that's how he talked to God.
He's Catholic.
He
Yeah.
used to get run off a lot.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe that was his cover. Like, no, I'm really into God. Yeah, but you're sleeping with my wife. No, you don't understand.
I'm Mormon.
Yeah, sister wives or whatever.
I've been reading about Lisbon, Kentucky, because there's a lot of distilleries there. And this is hilarious every time I see it. But anyways, one of the Catholic priests was an alcoholic, and he decided to set up shop out in Kentucky and use his grandfather's whiskey recipe to start a distillery.
What distillery? This cider makes it hard to say words like distillery. Distillery.
I think it was Basil Hayden, and then there was Maker's Mark out there. There's like 12 distilleries in this area.
Yeah, that back in the day here in America, it was a lot easier to do hard liquor.
Yeah.
Because beer you had to keep refrigerated. Cider, you could press it then and have it later, but it's hard to keep it, especially down here in the South where it's so sweltering hot. So that's kind of what led into Prohibition. A lot of that was just that people were drinking hard liquor all day. So we're lucky to have beer, Kennedy.
Yep. Speaking of drinking, what do you want next?
Oh, Caleb's the guest. Actually, you know what, Catherine? Do you want to? Well, okay, you already got your hands on the watermelon wheat. No, let's do that. Let's do it.
Let's try that one.
Yeah. That's from Galveston Bay.
Now, I would think that watermelon would give a really subtle kind of flavor because it's not an overly powerful.
Yeah, that's true. It's this is another lighter. You can smell a lot of. I'll just pour it instead of sticking my nose in the can, Kennedy.
Yeah, because I get that can next.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
All right. Now, Texian made Summer Sandia, which Sandia is Latin for
Spanish for.
No, it's not Latin for Spanish. It's Latin for watermelon.
It's Spanish for watermelon.
Right.
That's okay. It goes all the way.
Yeah, I'm sure it's of Latin descent, right?
Well, Spanish is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's Latin. From this root word sandia, which means melon of the water. All right, what do you think?
All right.
From a watermelon beer maker. Now, Summer Sandia was a big,
Not what I expected.
What did you expect?
More like the watermelon ghost we had a few weeks ago. Actually, Tuesday.
Yeah, from Goliath.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It is a little different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's decent. It's good. I probably would have chose a different yeast strain.
Okay.
It's kind of got a Belgian flavor to it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Can you taste the watermelon, or is it just?
It's mostly aroma.
It's faint.
Yeah.
On the back end.
Okay. Yeah, because I find sometimes like fruity or fruit beers, I notice that like you can't really taste it, but you can kind of like smell it or like get a little essence of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's mostly watermelon aroma.
Yeah, with watermelon fermenting to get it into the beer, you have to really use a yeast that is super neutral, doesn't really give much character, and then also leaves a little residual sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple of them. I don't know if I want to dispose which one we use.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to use yeast that's not going to really. You don't want anything getting in the way of the watermelon. Watermelon is such a delicate flavor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is Summer Sandia coming back this summer?
Mm-hmm.
When should we?
Actually, we're looking at now sourcing the watermelons.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have like a dealer?
We have a couple dealers,
How do you source water? Or do you have to knock on them to make sure they're like? How do you find a good watermelon?
Thump. You go
you thump them.
You thump them.
Yeah.
And what are you looking? What kind of sound are you looking for?
A good thump.
So,
Is
I'm
it like a
curious.
certain note? Like you have a tuner? It's like, that's D sharp. We're looking more for like a D flat.
It's like shaving a haircut. It like thumps back.
I mean, I think in our last batch that we did, we put something in the ballpark of close to 200 gallons of watermelon juice
Yeah.
And how big of a batch?
Wow.
in a 30-barrel batch.
30 barrel.
Yeah, so that's about 1,000 gallons.
Yeah, okay.
So is it you up in there cutting those watermelons up, Caleb, or do you have some helpers?
Oh no, it's everybody at the brewery, all two of us.
It's Caleb and Josh with machetes.
With like hammers and like just mallets.
Yeah, they go all Gallagher on it.
Yep.
Sledge-o-matic.
That would make a mess. Nah, we're cutting it up and we're scooping it out. Mixing it up, macerating it, and then we actually pasteurize it and then inject it into the secondary after primary fermentation's over.
Okay. After prime, so in secondary.
Yes. Well,
Sort of.
technically there's not a secondary because
There's
we
no
don't change
fermentation.
vessels.
Okay.
We just drop the yeast and then put it in.
But the fermentation is done. Or is there fermentation?
There is a secondary fermentation,
Okay.
but it's a lot less vigorous than the initial
Okay. Gotcha.
because there's a lot less yeast cells because we do pull all the yeast off.
Okay.
So whatever's in suspension, we'll eat it.
Gotcha.
But there's not a lot.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Like you reduce it by like 90%.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we talked about that with Preston, this latest episode that dropped last night at about 2 a.m. So I'm a little tired. But Vinner Brews out at the Grain Cellar in Humble, we talked about the watermelon fermentation because we tried the Goliad Goza, watermelon Goza. Is it Goza?
That
or-
one
Just goes.
Yeah.
No, it's Goza, right?
It's Goza.
Goza.
Gose.
Yeah, Goza.
It's pronounced Goza.
Yeah. It's Latin, dude.
Is it Latin?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I don't know. Catherine, have you tried that one, Goliad?
No, it sounds delicious though.
Okay. Yeah, it is good. It's tart.
That one really does have a big watermelon punch to it.
Yeah, I like
if
it a
remember
lot.
correctly.
Yes. This one almost looks like, I mean, it's a wheat beer, right? Where's the can? Is there any information on there that we need to know about? Let's see. Let's read. Because Galveston Bay just recently started.
Do you need your reading glasses?
I need your reading glasses. Our wheat is a base. Touch of watermelon to enhance the aroma. Crisp flavors. Great wheat beer. Summer twist. Agreed. Thankfully, we didn't have much winter here, of course. And yeah. So balance right in the middle. Flavor on the sweeter end. Agreed. And it's a lighter beer. So yeah.
So it says touch of watermelon.
Yeah. Yeah. Just enough to know. Like you were kissed by a watermelon. Like it came up and just gave you a little...
That watermelon just.
Yeah, like the watermelon fairy came up and just gotcha right there. And you're like, what was that? All right. I don't know.
That was a weird
Just gave you a
kissing
little
freak.
sugar.
That just.
What? It was me making a kissy face at Caleb that made it extra weird. That's why he's turning red. Me too. We had a moment.
Poor Caleb. Jeez.
I'm still waiting for Caleb to grant us 3 wishes.
Oh, I thought we only got one.
Is he?
Well, I guess one. I'd be okay with one. One apiece.
How did it work on the show? I think he gave more than one, right? Wish of the day, but multiple people got the wish of the day.
I don't know.
If I remember. Catherine, what would your wish of the day be?
A nap, probably.
Agreed.
Keep it simple.
How it's weird when you wake up and you're like, I need a nap, right as you're waking up.
Yeah.
That was my
Yeah.
morning this morning. It's like I need a nap.
You're figuring out how you're going to work one in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't.
But it has to be the right amount of time because if it's too little, if it's too small, then it's no good.
Yeah.
And if it's too long, that's
Yeah.
not a nap. That's just going to bed.
Going back to bed. Hey to Jeff. Hey to Sylvia. Hey to Chad. Hey Chad. Chadford. And the whole gang watching on Facebook. We appreciate it.
Chad hasn't called in a while.
He hasn't.
We missed you, Chad.
Yeah. We
He's
have.
busy with that other show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break because we got some serious stuff to talk about. But I had some really appropriate bump music, Catherine, that I wanted to use before we talk about it. That's what it's all about for me. It's the music. So we'll take a quick break and we'll come right back and more. Is she napping?
She's asleep. Yeah.
Awesome. That's when you know the show is
It's right where it's supposed to be.
right where it needs to be. Nap talk and nap-inducing conversation right here on Liquid Lunch, Texas's live midday craft beer show. We'll be right back after the break. And a word from our sponsors.
Hi, honey. I'm home. Hey, what's wrong?
I'm trying to enjoy this craft beer, but it just seems to be, missing something.
I'll tell you what that craft beer needs.
Texas historical icon, Sam Houston.
That's right. I'm Texas historical icon Sam Houston, and that craft beer needs a slice of Texas history. Like First Stand from Texian Brewing Company. This Belgian Saison is named after the time the Texian settlers decided the Mexican government was getting too big for their britches. When the army arrived, the first shot was fired from that famous cannon, and the Texas Revolution was on. First Stand is a light, smooth ale that's citrusy and spicy.
Ooh, this First Stand is great. Perfect for the hot summer or the coolest winter night.
Yeah, thanks, Sam Houston. Don't thank me. Thank Texian Brewing Company, making history one pint at a time.
Texian Brewing Company, Richmond, Texas.
Liquid Lunch is sponsored by Barbacoa Apparel. Barbacoa Apparel is a San Antonio-based independent clothing line that caters to Texans and Texans at heart. To find out more about Barbacoa Apparel or to buy your favorite taco tea, go to barbacoaapparel.com.
What?
It's me, Perpetual Peace.
Perpetual Peace? Is that you?
I'm back.
You look different.
I know. I do look different.
Like you're older.
I've aged a bit more. 200 days in the barrel, Josh.
And what about your packaging? It's not what I remember.
That's right. I'm not at Bombers anymore. I'm in 4-packs.
Oh, it's so good.
Yes, I'm a wee heavy, and I'm here to make your dreams come true.
You're so malty and rich and smooth, like bourbon and vanilla. I don't want to wake up. I want to stay here forever.
I'm in stores now. Go, Josh. Go to the store now and get me. Ask them for no label Perpetual Peace. Now, wake up and go buy me.
I gotta go to the store. No Label Brewing Company, Katy, Texas.
Hey, this is Kennedy. How's everybody doing today? Okay, I don't really flow, but I'll try. All right, hey, this is Kennedy. Coming up next week on Liquid Lunch, we have generic beer and generic other stuff. Hey, this is Kennedy. Coming up next week on Liquid Lunch, more cool craft beer talk. We have a lovely hostess. Her name is Catherine. She'll blow your socks off.
You can't say she's gonna blow your socks off.
Hey, this is Kennedy. Coming up next week on Liquid Lunch, more of the cool craft beer talk. Lovely hostesses. And me, of course. I don't know. I can't do this, man. Listen next week, liquidlunchshow.com.
Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey.
Drink beer every day.
Heading over to Austin.
What's in Austin?
Oscar Blues.
Not Oscar?
Some say Oscar.
Come on, I said that it doesn't count when I say that off camera.
He said Oscar.
I said that
You
off
said
camera.
it with off
Right before
camera.
the show, he said Oscar.
Well, I thought I was in
You
Mexico.
mispronounced the word
I thought
Oscar,
it.
Kennedy.
He said Oscar.
Yes, I was giving it a Latin accent there. Liquid Lunch.
Hey, this is Schomburg. And these are useless facts. They're useless. If someone ever gives you jelly with fresh pineapple pieces in it, they're lying. Fresh pineapple contains enzymes which prevent jelly from setting. Good God, that's useless. Who cares? I don't care, but now I know that. Hey, this is Schomburg. Hope you enjoyed those useless facts. Useless facts. Coming at ya. They're useless.
This is Caleb, head brewer from Texian Brewing. When I'm not changing diapers or brewing beer, I'm listening to
Liquid Lunch.
Label approval.
Corpus Christi.
Oh, nice. Independence. Yeah, why? Off label. No label. Yeah, as the music fades. Yeah. Cool. Citrus ginger. Something's wrong with my Twitters here. I don't know. Anyway, welcome back, everybody.
There's something wrong with my glass.
It's empty. Catherine.
I'm here.
And Josh, your hosts here for Liquid Lunch, the show you're currently watching.
What's next, Caleb?
Let's give Southern Star some love.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Ooh,
Let's
what
do
do you
that.
guys have on the table from Southern Star?
Did somebody want to pronounce this?
Nagura. Is it start with an N? What's it start with? Nagura. It's
Careful.
Yeah.
Let's be careful there, Josh.
Well, it's
Hey, they put it on the can.
Yeah. NEG upside down pliers
It looks like-
R backwards R.
It's like two people
Nagara
squatting down.
Nagara Bunchit. I think
Yeah, be careful how you say that.
I mean, we just.
Wow.
it should be. What do you?
If
I
you
don't
wanted
even.
to get syndicated, you just blew that whole thing out of the water.
Yeah.
I don't know what y'all are even referring to. It's a Transylvania dark ale. Transylvania inspired dark ale.
Is it made
Hey.
of blood?
It is.
What's that second word again?
It kind of looks like it.
Bullshit?
Okay, just check it.
Not
Just
bullshit.
check
It sounded like you said bullshit.
Bullshit. Bullshit? I'm sorry. It's the
It
Arkansas.
sounds like what if you were in France,
Boom.
you know what I mean?
Boom.
You just had a lot of cheese. Or maybe not, because doesn't cheese back you up?
It'll give you a sticky mouth, like I can't get the words apart. Maybe that's why French sounds the way it does. All the cheese.
Maybe so.
I think you're onto something there.
I know.
Huh, we've broken through. Speaking of onto stuff, this is a delicious beer. I want Caleb to try this because I want to hear it. Now with Southern Star, we all know and love Buried Hatchet, right?
Mhm.
What would you give Buried Hatchet on a scale of 1 to 10? It's just an overall.
It's got a strong 8.5, 9.
Yeah, it's right up there. Catherine, what about you? Buried Hatchet stuff.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8.
Yeah, and then Kennedy, what would you give Buried Hatchet?
I would give it a 8, a 9 on nitro.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'd
love it on nitro.
I've got Buried Hatchet on my my Mount Rushmore of beers. Like it's one of those beers like it's just perfect. Like it's just for what it is. It's just one of the best ever.
Yeah.
That's why they call it the Black Crack, right? Or Black Crack. Originally, it was the original until they made.
I thought
Black
that was
Crack.
the barrel aged version.
It was, but they called it Black Crack because it was so addictive, right? This is the like the half brother of Buried Hatchet, something like that, or the much nicer, younger, kinder. I don't know. It's good.
Oh, this one's got a lot more smoke and roast to it.
Yeah, maybe the redneck first cousin of.
I wouldn't even say that. No. Definitely not the redneck. No, but it's. I can get some of the similarities, but it's like a little bit bigger, a little chewier.
Yeah, mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Where is Caleb coming to us from? Is he out? Is he in the Appalachian Mountains? What is that?
No, that's the mystical land of.
It looks like I'm in between two time periods.
It looks like it, and you're glittery.
Yeah.
Caleb,
you can't block my shine.
Caleb is in that era. He's in the perpetual peace zone, is what I call that. Go back to that real quick.
I like that.
Because perpetual peace, I describe that as those last just syrupy moments of sleep, right before you're pulled out of dreamland, and it's just when you're awake enough to know that you're asleep. You know what I'm talking about?
I call those night terrors.
No. The perfect where you're somebody just strokes your face like that. The sleep fairy, Sandman.
Wow.
Somebody strokes your
Those
face.
are some nice dreams you're having, Josh.
Yes.
Who's stroking your face, man?
The Sandman.
Yeah. Is that your wife? That you wake up every morning to her stroking
It's
your
my
face?
dog licking my face. I'm like, oh, that just feels so good.
I think it's your dog.
Yeah.
I was underneath the table and I turned around and got a nice tongue to the face.
Yeah. That's how he says he loves you.
Did you say you were under the table?
Mm-hmm.
Not.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we do
I
pre-show.
just want to make sure that people caught
That's all documented.
Yeah.
Get that quote.
Hooking up cables.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But anyway, that's where you are. You're in perpetual peace, the perpetual peace zone.
Okay.
Right between awake and asleep still. Like awake enough to know you're
Is
still
that like
asleep.
the guy from Office Space? He was in perpetual peace?
Yes, when he was in that.
After he got hypnotized?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was talking to a youngin, a whippersnapper.
Don't tell me they never.
They'd never seen Office
Oh my
Space.
God.
They'd never
That's
seen The
disgusting.
Princess Bride. They'd never seen Goonies. And I was like, there's no hope
I've
for
never
you.
seen Goonies.
I don't think Goonies is as widespread as you guys think it is, because when I became a teenager, all my friends were talking about it. I had never seen it.
All right, we're going to wrap the show up now. We got
I
work to
only
do.
watched The Princess Bride
Uh-huh.
to see Andre the Giant.
He's great in it. He should have gotten an award for something.
At least.
Best supporting actor.
Yeah.
Or supporting actor, right? I mean, he was great.
Best tallest guy ever in a movie.
No. There was My Giant with what's the guy that played for the Bullets in the Billy Crystal.
Andre was only like 7.5 foot.
Yeah, he wasn't that tall. George Mearson. How tall was he? Somebody look that up. Like 8 feet tall. Like 7'9".
I'm just saying you should have won best actor over 7 foot tall.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's not a better actor.
Over 7 foot tall.
Now, you've seen Princess Bride, right, Catherine?
Oh, shut up, Josh.
And your kids have seen it, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Princess Bride, Neverending Story, and Labyrinth are staples.
Okay. Good.
Labyrinth.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So let's talk.
Yeah. Are we getting it serious?
Yeah. Let's talk about the law. As the bump music.
That's a great segue. They just smoothly transitioned right into it.
It should be a law that everybody sees The Princess Bride.
Right. Oh, I see. Okay.
We should discuss whether it's a law on this show if everybody sees Goonies.
Okay. We'll
Okay,
talk
then.
about that later.
I'll get on that.
So anyway, speaking of the law. All right. We're in a weird area. We're not in perpetual peace land with the law here in Texas.
Nope.
Turns out here in Texas, we all have to own it because we're all Texans. Douche move. State of Texas, House of Representatives, State House of Representatives.
Yes.
Let's throw up a graphic real quick, Kennedy.
All right. So this is currently
where we stand.
Currently where we stand is right here.
So the House bill passed. Why don't you want to read that?
Okay. So currently, this is for a brewery license,
Mm-hmm.
not a brew pub. That's a whole different monster.
Yes.
All right. So for a brewery, 5,000 barrels can be sold to consumers on site if that brewery's production is less than 225,000 barrels.
Yes.
A brewery can self-distribute 40,000 barrels, and as of now, breweries are prohibited from selling to customers for off-site consumption.
Yes. Okay. So that's where we stand now.
That's where we stand. And then House Bill 3287 and now Senate Bill 2083. It proposes that now 5,000 barrels can be sold to consumers on site, but that is the sum of all breweries with common ownership.
Yeah, and that now, Caleb, you have a little more insight into this, being a head brewer and on the ground floor and all that stuff. From what I understand, it's any stake of any size in any other brewery, correct? Of anybody investing in your brewery?
Yes.
So, like I was giving Kennedy the example. Let's say I decide to go around and invest in local breweries in Arkansas, which I'm from, maybe Mississippi, where I have family, and then here in Texas, where I live. And you total up all those investments, and I'm trying to make local breweries in those areas, more prominent and that sort of thing. When you total all those up, if all of those equal 225, that would eliminate any of the brewery here in Texas from being able to have a tap room, correct?
Exactly, yeah.
So,
and not only that, if a brewery opens multiple locations, it can count against them if they all add up to 225. So I know, like Hops and Grain, I was reading their owner's blog, and they have 2 other sites, maybe even 2 to 3 other sites that they're working on opening up. If those all equal to 225, then their taproom situation is SOL.
Yeah, and that's the basis of like the majority of what they're doing, right? With those different sites, right?
Yeah.
Is mostly taproom stuff. So, Catherine, this is one of those weird things. Like, it's like, I can't believe this is actually happening in this day and age.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to wrap my head around, and I realize that this all goes back to something bigger than craft beer trying to keep us down, right? But what is the logic behind the bill if you're not seeking that undertone?
Right. It's well, I can tell you what the just lack of perspective that the who was the sponsor, the main writer of this bill? Do we have that information?
Yes. Well, there were a couple, but this is what happened with House Bill. It went up on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It passed through the House.
Okay. And look at this margin. This is ridiculous. 110 to 26. Yes, Rep. Was it Craig Goldman?
Craig Goldman.
Okay.
Fort Worth.
In Fort Worth.
He was one of the co-authors.
Yeah. Okay. So they're trying to frame it as protection for local breweries, which, you know, it's every single brewery. The thing that was the most shady was that they said that all the local breweries, Texas breweries, craft breweries, have said we don't want this bill. Yet before that was even had a chance to come out, this guy was like, "Oh no, they all agree," or alluded to that. I don't know if he straight up said we all agree, but he made it sound as though, "Oh yeah, they're like totally with me. Go ahead and sign it, or go ahead and do it."
Well, of course, that's what he's gonna say.
Yeah, but totally couldn't be further from the truth. So super shady on that front. Now, Caleb, let's speak to you, because what would why would somebody, they're offering protection that you don't want? I mean, right? For the
they're disguising it, because what they want is that 30% markup on beer from those breweries.
Yes. So part of that is that if you're over, well, grandfathered in were Karbach and some of the bigger breweries, right? That are over the mark because they're have ABI stakes involved. They have to sell their beer back to the distributor, or sell their beer to the distributor, and the distributor sells it back.
Yeah. So pretty much they're gonna get 30% of the value of the beer. Because that's what
for doing nothing, right?
Wholesalers, they mark it up about 30%.
Mm-hmm.
But also, Karbach's not the only brewery in trouble with this.
Yeah.
You got Revolver.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Independence. I don't know if they're with their was it Lagunitas?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a handful.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing in flux right now. I don't.
Now, would it be possible for the distributors to sell it back at a discounted rate, or like?
No.
Is there a workaround?
State law pretty much says you have to offer it the same price to everyone.
Yeah, that's part of
it has to be retail.
That's part of the bill. If right there on the graphic says at retail price.
I see.
Must be bought back from the distributor at retail price.
And I think Florida had a similar thing with growlers, because to get for the breweries in Florida to be able to fill growlers, they had to do something along these lines too, where they had to give because the distributors, we're missing sales,
Yeah.
So they want every piece of the pie.
I don't understand the need for the mandated use of distribution. Like, I get distributors, I get that they offer a service and that sort of thing, but the mandated, I guess the one thing I always come back to is why force it? Why do you have to use a distributor? Well,
it was from Prohibition times. They didn't want like Budweiser to open up a bunch of bars that only serve Budweiser,
right?
Or Miller, and that's how it was, I think, before Prohibition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would lease the bars to these people, right?
Exactly.
I get that at the time, but now,
times have changed.
Yes. So I'm not saying the 3-tier system as in, producer, distributor, retailer. Obviously you don't want to go in and not every brewery wants to run a distribution chain of their business.
No.
That's a completely different thing.
Exactly.
Some people do self-distribute, but typically it's very small when you do that. And there's limits on it as we, currently. But I don't understand, other than the distributors just iron grip on power and money, other than that, and them giving money to lawmakers to keep it in, I don't understand what the compelling reason to have it mandated is. I don't see it, Catherine. Maybe it's beyond me. Maybe somebody could
I don't see it either, but
explain it to me.
Distributors and breweries have a love-hate relationship.
Yeah. Well, no, I get it. They offer something you need.
Yeah.
But the way it's set up now is it's so contentious with the laws interweaved in all of that, right? Mm-hmm. If it was just simply, hey, we're going to get your beer out, and then you don't have to sign a lifelong contract here, which they don't have to necessarily do that, right? Flood doesn't do that. They have the option to say no, but they look at it as, well, if you want out, we can do that. And they've done it in the past.
Yeah, Flood has.
Yeah. So there's an honor system that can be used. It's just they don't.
It's based on their business practices. If they want to, they can. If they don't want to, then the law is actually in their favor. They don't have to.
Yeah, there's nothing anybody can do about it.
No.
So it becomes down to like a moral, ethical.
You know, it's
question.
caused some issues with some breweries too, like Rogenus.
Is that why they closed?
I don't. I'm not 100% sure, but what it sounds like, they were in a lot of contracts they couldn't get out of.
Mm-hmm.
So why not just shut down and start over?
Makes sense. Does that clear everything? Does that like?
I think so. I mean, if you open up a new business, then all old contracts are void. Or if you don't give product, a lot of clauses have if you don't give product for so long,
Mm-hmm.
then the contract voids. But yeah, they have a lot of power.
Yes, like more so than the brewers or the retailers, I would think. Right? I mean, I don't know.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, they control. I mean, you sign a contract and it's for life.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
What other business does that? Maybe do car dealerships still deal with that? I know there's distribution with car dealerships.
Yeah, I have no clue. I don't know anything about it.
It's
Supreme Court justices.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
but
they'll just
they're for life.
Yeah, but you don't have to go through them to get your beer, right? I don't have to go be like
the Catholic Church like that.
Oh yeah, once you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
Oh, and tenured professors at colleges, and all of those things are working out fabulously, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single example that we've named works out great.
Yeah.
Every time, without question. Anyway, House bill passed. Now we're in the Senate, and things are fluid, just like liquid lunch. They're fluid. So the Senate bill. Have we checked social to see where we're at on any of this stuff? I feel like there's updates coming.
So Senator Kirk Watson on our side on Twitter, he said that he's not going to. I'm not going to support the bills commit. I'm not on the bills committee, but I can't support the current version. I can't speak today. The Senate bill and the House bill because it will stifle small business growth in State District 14.
Okay.
I mean, the number one thing that
one
breweries need to pass this session is the ability to sell to go.
Off-premise.
Yeah, off-premise consumption.
Okay. So you can go to Texia and get 4 bottles of Aurora to take with you for your
or
weekend.
a growler fill, or a 6-pack, or a keg.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with that though. That was actually part of the amendment of House Bill 3287 about the to-go amendment.
Yes.
It was introduced by Representative Jason Isaac. However, it was soundly defeated. So I guess when there's a bill before the House, they can vote out the amendments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So thought that was interesting.
Well, there's a current lawsuit going with the ABC over that.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's been the better way to go about getting stuff changed.
Yeah, it's been very much let's try to get the laws changed through the legislature, but the legislature is just run by money.
Well, also the legislature only meets 2 months every 2 years.
Yes, which I think has its benefits in general.
It does,
but in this case, they should do some special beer sessions.
Well, you can't focus on all these bills, and whenever somebody's sticking some cash in your pocket, that might
it's if you're wondering about what the cash amounts are, our buddy Andrew Schwab, if you'll go to Texas Let's Talk Craft Beer, the group on Facebook, if you're watching the show, I'm sure you remember. But he just posted.
We're streaming on the Texas Let's
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, well then everybody just scroll up or down
Yeah.
to Andrew's post, and he posts a lot of the numbers from the wholesale distributors in general, Silver Eagle, Andrews, Benny Keat, all these, the Craft Beer Alliance, or Beer Alliance, all these different.
Hold on, I think I have one.
What are you doing? Oh, a bottle opener?
Yeah.
Let's not get off topic too much here, Catherine. Let's remember we got to keep drinking. We got to keep this fuel.
All right, are you ready?
You never look cool doing that. I just want to point that out.
I disagree.
Have you tried this yet, Caleb?
I haven't.
Have you ever tried it?
I've had it, yes.
Okay, but not this season's.
Not this season.
Okay.
What is that fancy bottle opener that Kennedy has?
It's
my. Oh, there's a mic there.
Just flipping it around everywhere.
It's my. It doesn't really.
I'm
not very good at it. All right. But
Surprise.
Alright.
Big surprise.
it's my butterfly bottle opener.
Butterfly knife.
Oh.
Butterfly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what you wanted me to show?
Yeah, show it off.
No. What, you want me to flip it around?
Yeah. So
No, I mean,
let's see what you got.
It's weird. Do you keep that in your pocket?
I keep a bottle opener on me. Everybody should keep a bottle opener
I have
on
one
them.
on my keychain, but it's not that heavy duty.
I've got
style.
I've got a corkscrew / beer opener. Yeah. Do it. Do it. Show us your moves.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. Hey, Guy, you hadn't poured everybody else's beer. Bad form.
He just poured a little, drank it all.
Look,
and poured some
Yeah.
more.
What is that?
I haven't. That was the last of my other beer.
Oh.
We're getting off topic.
Pour your beer.
We're
pouring
getting serious.
perpetual peace. I think has it warmed up enough? I hope. This is one of those beers, Catherine, where if you pour it, you take a sip and then you let it sit there for a good 15-20 minutes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then, and then come back and it's changed a bit. I'm just gonna get a sip because I want Caleb to be able to. It smells great.
Yeah,
It smells.
we have
great.
another one.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. I want to hear. All right. Fine.
Oh.
Fine. It's only 11.62%, so we're fine.
While you're pouring, I want to point out something interesting.
Please do. Please do.
All right. So in Georgia,
Yep.
just on Monday,
In Monday.
on Monday, they signed into law Senate Bill 85, which now the breweries can sell 3,000 barrels of beer to consumers for off-site consumption. Interesting thing about this,
Yep.
Georgia's the 49th state to pass that law.
Well, congratulations, Georgia.
So we are the only state now that the breweries can't sell for off-site consumption.
Well, we're Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. We're very large.
Mm-hmm.
We have a very we are very wealthy in some areas,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
People have their hands in a lot of business,
Mm-hmm.
This is good
and
beer.
I think that probably contributes to that.
I guess so.
And this is not even a Republican or Democrat thing, because if you look at the sponsors of the bill, it's pretty much 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about
Maybe
the money.
maybe there's some lack of education going on too.
I think they had a pamphlet that explained it all, and then then the distributor lobby guy came in and put
a paycheck or a check right in front of it.
Yeah.
a pile of $100 bills. Like, here you go. Don't even worry about that. Read this. Gunk. And it was a bag of cash. I mean, we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars, maybe hundreds of thousands overall given out by distributors and lobby groups and that sort of thing that are also for the distributors.
Yeah.
It's an amazing amount of money.
And if you're not happy with the way the legislature's heading this bill,
Yeah.
you can always let your representative know just exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
We'll put up this link on our site after the show, but there you go.
Sounds like work for me. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So here's the site. Who represents me?
Yeah.
Put in your name. Well, you don't need your name. Put in your address. All that stuff. You'll find out who your senator is, who your representative is.
Yeah.
Drop them a line saying.
Write them letters.
Yeah, saying.
Yes. Letters.
I'm
When's
mad
the
as-
last time anybody wrote a letter?
I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Yeah. I'm actually serious. When's the last time anybody wrote a letter?
Do cards count?
No,
I write thank you notes to people sometimes and mail them.
like an actual handwritten.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's great. I'm glad you have the handwriting to pull that off.
And if
I
they
don't.
vote for it,
But-
have you ever heard of shipadick.com?
No.
No.
Can they?
Is it like it's a little Richard Nixon in an envelope? Or?
Yeah.
I like it already. Maybe we can get them to be a sponsor of the show.
No, but there is a site that you can anonymously mail poop to somebody.
Well, this is a little bit more not as nasty.
Yeah, is it real?
Same
poop?
along the lines.
Yes, it's actual real poop.
Isn't it elephant poop? Or
Yeah,
something?
and it's like exotic animals, like elephants.
From
And,
zoos.
I like the glitter bomb ones. Those are pretty cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool too. Yeah. Oh, so much
There's nothing worse.
potential liquidlunchshow.com/cooler for more details and to order yours today. Cruising Cooler. It doesn't get any cooler than that.
Do you love craft beer? Do you love to laugh? Then you'll love me. I mean, who doesn't? I'm Catherine Contreras, and I'm the host of the She's Crafty podcast, a comedy and craft beer show taped in San Antonio, Texas, home of the Alamo, breakfast tacos, and some of the best craft beer in the Lone Star State. You can download the She's Crafty podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and just about anywhere you find badass podcasts. Or just go to our website, shescraftypodcast.com.
Hi, this is Schomburg. There are many ways to support Interbrews. One of our favorites is by using the Interbrews Amazon link. When making purchases on Amazon using interbrews.com/Amazon or the banner link on our website, you'll help us earn a few shekels. These shekels are then reinvested into the podcast to help us get one step closer to achieving our ultimate goal, buying a small island in the Pacific and plotting our takeover of the world. So let us help you help us. Bookmark interbrews.com/Amazon or click through our banner link on our website. Thanks and happy shopping.
Hey, this is Kennedy here. We'd like to hear from you. Call our drunk dial line, 713-678-0070.
Hey, this is Ronnie Crocker, the Houston Chronicle, and you're listening to...
Yep. Do we have more label approvals?
We do.
Hit us. Somebody's awake from their nap.
That's right.
Hold on, I'm getting there. Sometimes I hate this computer. There we go. There we go.
Coming soon. All right. Galveston Island. Imperial Wings. Cool. Also cool.
For Ella.
For BB. Oh, Millions of Peaches is back. That's a good one. From Brazos Valley.
I should have told you about that.
Mm-hmm.
Could have played the song.
Nah. We'll play when it's out. Oh, that was an abrupt end. Anyway. All right. Well, what do y'all think? Good show? What do we need to talk about?
Did we
What
fix
about
the audio?
The new
Yeah.
Anheuser-Busch
good job.
taking all the hops from South Africa.
Oh, yeah. Another dick move, ABI. Hops in South Africa now completely owned by ABI. And they're not letting
What?
And they're not letting anybody else have any, right?
No, they're keeping them all for themselves.
Taking their hops and
Shipping
going
them
home.
to Carbach and...
That's why you don't buy that shit, people. That's the reason right there. They took all the hops. All of them.
Yep.
And they're keeping them for themselves.
This is only the first move they've done. Like, you know, what happens when they start buying up the hop growers?
Yeah.
Or the maltsters?
Yep. Or the yeast labs.
Well,
Theoretically.
that's such
doesn't
an
like that
easily
It's
She's upset.
producible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't blame
She
her.
wants hops.
She does.
She wants her nursery to be just covered in hops, and it can't be.
It's a damn shame.
That would be soothing.
Throw
'Cause
some-
they used to put hops in pillows,
Mhm.
like
to help
for-
sleep,
Yeah,
to
sleep.
induce sleep. Yeah, they should do that like a what are those little round pillows?
Throw pillows?
No, the babies lay on. The little ones. The little like
Oh, the
round
boppies?
No,
boppy.
I was about to say
a
that,
hop.
yeah.
I got it right here. Look at this.
Yeah, they should do a hop filled boppy pillow.
Yeah.
That's what they should do.
Yeah.
I wonder what
Yeah.
the babies what type of hops the babies prefer. Cascade? Maybe? I don't
I
know.
don't know. Great. That's kind of great for
Would
me.
they-
Maybe something that's a little more citrus or something. Yeah. I don't know.
Like Citra.
Yeah, maybe Citra or Galaxy.
Okay. We'll try. We should try that. Don't. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Don't actually touch the hops though. They're kind of spiky. They're sticky. The hop plants themselves are kind of
Sticky icky.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway. All right. Well, good show, everybody.
Oh, really quickly.
Okay.
I got a couple things.
All right.
Congratulations to a few breweries who just received their TABC license approval. Brew 7 in Austin.
Nice.
Yeah. Here we go.
Dirty
Jaw Brewing.
Where are they? Where's Mansfield?
Mansfield is close to Fort Worth.
Okay. Cool.
And
On Main Street.
Yeah. Last but not least, Red Gap Brewing Company in Cisco, Texas.
Cisco.
Now Cisco, it's about halfway between Fort Worth and Abilene.
Okay, so
named
west.
the city after Cisco.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that where the Rough Riders are?
No, that's where the thong
That's
song
Frisco.
came from.
No, that was a dude.
Yeah. His name was
Cisco.
Cisco.
But is he from Cisco?
Who knows?
I don't know. He made a great song.
A great song? Is that what you? That's a great song.
The thong
Catherine,
song?
is the thong song a great song?
The thong song?
Yeah.
It won a few Grammys, didn't it?
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like.
It should have.
I don't know.
What
Let me
the thong
see.
song. And I'm pretty sure it was the thong song that went out.
Oh.
It should have won Grammys.
Maybe we change our theme song to just the thong song. Maybe that's next week's show is just the thong song for an hour looped. That would bring in viewers, wouldn't it?
We should make a parody of it. Let me see that beer bong.
There you go. Yeah. Or is there a beer style that sounds like thong?
We can make one up.
Strong.
Strong.
No.
Strong.
Yeah.
Let me see that strong.
Belgian
Yeah.
strong. Yeah.
Ale.
Yeah. I don't.
Strong.
Yeah.
Ale.
There we go. All right. That's next week's show, everybody. So please stay tuned. Catherine, plans for the weekend with San Antonio Beer Week kicking off, right?
That's right. I'm going to try to head out to the kickoff party so I can get out there. I'm excited about that.
Yep. We had Scott on last week, but he would have said this week that the Spurs are up 3-2, and Rocket. They play over our Rockets. They play tonight. Hopefully, we win. I hope we win. They do play tonight, right? It's tonight.
Sure.
I don't want to break my streak of never watching a Rockets game.
Okay.
I'm on the same streak.
Yeah. It's hopefully it goes 7. Hopefully it goes 7.
Go Rockets.
Yeah. Great series. It's been a great series. But anyway, a lot of smack talk from one Scott Metzger. But when you have a good team, you can do that.
Yeah.
So anyway. All right. Well, cool. San Antonio Beer Week. So we want to hear all about that next week, Catherine, and from anybody else out in San Antonio.
Absolutely. I'll see you guys later.
All right. She got to go. She's got to go.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. And she's, yeah.
Boop.
Yeah. Hey, Salter, bringing that music. Good show, everybody.
Yeah.
Caleb, excellent job.
Thanks, Caleb.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Chadford and Jeff and all y'all. All y'all out there at Facebook.
And we will have our drunk dial line up and running next show for anybody who wants to call in.
Yeah, there's technical issues.
Yeah.
USB cable or something. I don't know. Faulty cable.
Yeah.
I think the legislature shut it down.
Yeah,
They voted against the drunk dial line. All right, everybody. See you next week. Because, we'll be here.
Dude Productions!